Good morning. Thank you for taking the time out to watch my video. This is the Melodic Investor. My name is Antoine, and this morning I just want to come on and talk about what we've been talking about is investing, but more importantly, I wanted to talk about what it takes to investing. I guess what's my secret ingredient, if you will, to investing. And to be honest with you, just to get right to it, I don't think there is any secret. I think the secret, if you want to call it that, it's going to be sacrifice. And I know that's a dirty word. Nobody wants to hear that, especially in the culture we live in now. Everyone wants it today, now, the instant microwave meal. I think that investing is hard. There are a lot of sleepless nights, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I haven't made it to the mountaintop. I'm still grinding, just like everybody else. Just life. I think it takes a lot of sacrifice and grit. Those are things that are underrated. You got to be in it for the long haul. I generally tell people, if I'm asked, whether it be friends or whatnot, I tell them, don't stay away from fast money. Generally, you want to go with slow money. And I know that's what a lot of, or not a lot, but I know it's unpopular to hear that, but it's so true. When the steps that it took me to get to the point to where I can buy my first duplex, and I'm gonna share that story and what we went through with that. It's hard. It is hard. You have to delay that. Delayed gratification is a real thing to be successful in any investment. I particularly love real estate. That's my thing. But whether you love real estate, stocks, whatever you do that you love to invest in, you need time and sacrifice. You're gonna see friends going on these lavish trips and vacations, maybe driving a certain car, or even wearing certain clothes, whatever your thing is. That's gonna be hard when you see all those people around you able to do those things, but you're choosing to invest instead of, getting that quick hit, getting that quick dopamine hit, and whatever that is. And that's hard. I will tell you, it's hard. When you have a chunk of money and you're like, man, I could, champagne and caviar dreams, here we come. But, it's a sacrifice. You drive that car a little bit longer, fix it. And we're talking about fundamentals. These are the fundamentals of, in my opinion, investing. And I really think it's sacrifice. It's like, not going out to eat every single day, and really, it's like picking your spots. Don't, I'm not saying deprive yourself of completely everything in life. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying you got to stay down for a period of time. And then when your time comes, live it up, run it up, But it does take some discipline and sacrifice. And those are hard things, especially if your mindset, if you're not an investor by nature, or I shouldn't say an investor, but even entrepreneurial, if that's not in your blood or in your nature, that could be challenging for a lot of people. I am more of the entrepreneurial type, so it's easier for me. It doesn't mean that I don't have hard days or hard times. No, for sure. I've had sleepless nights, but it gets easier and easier the more you do something. It's a muscle, like anything. You hit the gym, and you get into a regular groove. Well, those, dumbbells start to feel lighter and lighter every time you do it, or you're running. That first mile you get quicker and quicker, and then you're like, I think I'm gonna push it a little further. So, moral of the story is sacrifice and time. I think those are two things that really, really pay off in the long run. And again, we're looking at long money. We're not looking at short money, long money. You know, time in the market, not timing it. You can't time the market, but you can, you know, over time invest in the market, and it's a proven fact. You'll get the returns. Real estate is one of those things that's very forgiving. You know, it's all about the buy. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. It is 100% about the buy. And it's a lot that goes into that, which I'm going to talk about some of the things that I look for, like my buy box is the industry term, was what they call it, or your, you know, I don't know, criteria, whatever you want to call it. What I look for when I invest in property or when I want to buy a property. There are some key things that I think you can look at. I'm not a stock guy. I'm not going to even pretend like I know anything about it. Full transparency, I have 0 stocks. Maybe at some point I'll have stocks as a diversification, but right now I'm strictly into real estate. I don't have Bitcoin, anything like that. Nothing wrong with those things. If you have that, you know, that's your thing. It's just not my thing. I don't understand it. I haven't put the time in to really understand it. I will at some point, just to have, I guess, a safety net, if you call it that. But no, sacrifice, getting uncomfortable. You got to do some hard things. You know, one of the things I did when I bought my first house, I had to move out of the city. I had to go 45 minutes outside of the city in order to be able to afford it. And then I was able to buy that house with 0 money down. Weirdest thing. I literally put down $1,000, left the closing table with $1,000. So net 0. But we'll talk about that later. But sacrificing, you have to be willing to do things that others aren't. And it doesn't mean, again, not forever, but you do have to get uncomfortable. And I just from talking to people and, you know, meeting different people, no one wants to get uncomfortable. And I guess to some degree I understand that, especially if you grew up, you know, with less, having less. You know, I completely understand that sentiment. Trust me. I grew up in Oakland, California. And single mom, 4 kids. I totally get it. It's hard. And so when you get a little bit of money, it's you want to hold it very tightly, you know. So the idea of you know, spending it on something that's going to pay you maybe 10 years down the road, as opposed to spending it on something that I can get that immediate gratification, that's hard. I totally get it. But sorry. I don't know how else to do it. I don't know how else to do it, especially when you're starting from behind. You gotta just grind it out. Get uncomfortable. Have roommates. You know, work at that second job. Not forever, but for a period of time for sure. Find something you can be creative at. You know, back in the day when I was really heavy in the music scene, I used to play at different churches for money. It's kind of a common thing, at least the circuit that I was in, or not even churches, but different music events or whatever. Find that, weddings, all that stuff. I've done it, side hustle, you know, and you know, whatever your thing is, creating YouTube channel, you know, just starting out on that, and but finding that avenue to generate income, get your income up so that you can invest to sacrifice. So that's all I have for today. But if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and talk to you later. Bye.